Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently working on, well, finalizing our borders here. That's, I guess, what I would say we're currently primarily working on. I mean, we're resupplying our fleets as well, but that's kind of neither here nor there at this point. Our alloy count is low. We'll put it that way.
Construction complete.
So we did just finish some construction up over here. That's fine. We're going to, from here, I guess, move down to bid talks, although it's going to be a while before we're ready to actually grab that. We'll see if we're able to. Our efforts to decipher the signals picked up from the Beth aliens have paid off. Fantastic. We now know them to be the Tz'Kian Foundation. Okay.
An alien empire wishes to
Evangelizing zealots, huh? Heed this message, aliens. I represent the Tz'Kian Foundation, led by the illustrious Archprophet Pearlfeather I. We rule our region of space under a divine mandate, and so long as you do not mock our faith in what passes for your culture, there may be peace between us. Well, you guys are Ethiopians, so it'll be fine. Fantastic.
Initiating tactical retreat.
Where is this? Uh-huh. Well, isn't that interesting? So we're going to send the first fleet up to go deal with that immediately. And I guess these guys... Oh, hello, an encounter in Gamma Refuge. That's over here, of course. We've made first contact with mysterious aliens. We've codenamed them the Daleth aliens. Fantastic. So we'll work on that. There's also an embassy request. We do accept that. Fantastic. And this science ship is in retreat. We're going to have it come over and survey over here. So that'll work for now.
Construction complete.
We are, of course, coming down here to construct as quick as we can. There's also a timed special project somewhere. Ah, yeah, that one over there. We're probably going to miss that one. That's fine. So we want to move our way directly out to Dathana as quickly as possible over here. That's our current goal. And that should be completely fine. We grab VMOS for right now, and then we're going to need to head out this direction and grab one of these, most likely. Long-range sensors have picked up readings in the Gamma Refuge system that could be best described as giant heat blobs. It's worth investigating. And so we shall. Excellent. So yeah, we're going to definitely come up here, deal with these mining core. And it looks like there's no connection up here, so we're not really in a huge hurry for this. That's great. We have completed our construction here. So let's go ahead and build our research stations and mining stations, and then go grab Unuk. That'll be fine. The spaceborne lifeforms, which the Ethiopian head of society research has come to refer to as Tiyanki, are docile creatures. Capable of accessing some lower dimension of subspace, they roam from system to system with remarkable ease. They graze on gases common to the upper layers of many gas giants. It's highly unlikely, to say the least, that this is their only food source, but intake of other nutrients has yet to be observed. They will rarely, if ever, attack when provoked. They can be safely ignored.
An
Fantastic.
alien empire wishes to communicate.
Actually, they don't want to communicate at all. Moat harvesting traps have finished up. That's great. I think for right now, we are going to... that would be nice, but we're going to pass on that, actually. The survey speed isn't that big of a deal right now. I think barrier point defense is our better bet at this exact moment. Excellent. The ISS Adriatic is not doing anything, but that is to be expected.
Special project complete.
After many weeks of study, our expert linguists have unearthed the meaning behind the documents found on Volanus 3. The documents were philosophical ponderings by a famous scholar, only referred to as Teliza, the teller of tales. Her teachings have provided us with much insight into how to better gain political results via applying different states of mind and use larger-scale questions as a focus to reform. Okay, so we have an edict available there. We're not going to grab that yet, but that is something that will be useful later on, I'm sure. We're definitely going to want to grab all of this
System
trade
survey
value that's over here.
Construction complete.
Okay, we also want to grab Dathana. That's the end of that land grab up there.
System survey complete.
Okay, we
Anomaly found.
can definitely go ahead and research that weak signal pulsing through the
Initiating
depths of
tactical.
space. We're going to head over this direction, and what is this? Ah, another mineral extraction operation. That's fine. In fact, how long until we arrive here? Over a year. Okay, I think we can afford to come out over this way and build a base here. Fantastic. Our curator agreement is running its course. We are going to extend that deal, for sure. Fantastic. Okay, so what should we do with this science ship? What indeed? We are pretty much out of things to survey. I'm actually going to disband this ship and save a little bit of resources. Not a ton. But that'll be fine for now. We won't need as many science ships going forward, and our construction ship count is going to need to drop as well. We are currently at 3 construction ships, and that's not going to be necessary for too much longer. Once we're done here, we can go ahead and build our mining and research stations, and then come on down to
Scientific
Peace.
breakthrough
Fantastic.
achieved.
There's our flat Corvette hull points. That's really, really solid. We could grab auto cannons, or we could grab engineering research from researchers, and that's the better long-term investment here. So that's what we're going to go for sure.
Construction complete.
There we go. We finished our land grab up here, so we can build our mining stations here and here. Oh, okay. A previously unknown empire that calls themselves the Uko-Praknar Consumer Products. Okay, hello. As fellow Star Explorers, we salute you. I don't know where they are. Ah, they're up over this way. Okay, so there's a lot that we don't know yet, but that's fine. We have a lot of internal work to do before we really start thinking about expansion. So that will be completely fine. Why are you not coming out over here? Because you're lacking influence.
System
Okay, why don't you come up here and build mining stations and research stations first? There we go. So that will be completely fine. Like I said, we're basically done with our land grab at this point. If we lose bid talks, that's not that big of a deal. Unless there's something in there that's quite good, but we haven't surveyed it. So we shall see. But we have quite a number of mining drones to wipe out. And of course, we have quite a lot of these systems back here to grab. So, not a huge deal. And this is a very nice system to take here, but we're going to go ahead and fight these guys. I'm actually not expecting that we take any losses here. And indeed, we did not take losses. Fantastic. Let's go repair at the nearest starbase, which is Ydixa. We're going to grab our mining stations over here, and then we're going to head back to bid talks. Perfect. So we don't really know exactly where we want to put our trading station
System
over here, but we
survey
know we
complete.
want one. We do have up to 8 starbases that we can hold. We have some defensive stations here already. We're going to want one in Hokri for sure. So let's go ahead and get that upgrading. The signal originates from the remains of an antenna-like structure. Exploratory probes were dispatched from the ISS Nobel to the surface to investigate the matter more closely. What Science Officer Miriam Alonso found was a cavernous vault that, while easily pried open, was evidently the last safe house and refuge of some long-dead race of aliens. While reasonably technologically advanced, it seems they never reached for the stars and perished to some planet-wide natural disaster. The vault is immense, housing thousands upon thousands of black boxes that the ISS Nobel has determined to be data storage devices. A special project has been prepared to decode their contents, and indeed we shall. So we're going to go to that, and we are going to research it. Perfect. So these guys are on their way back to repair. There is a decent location that we could attack over here. We could attack Neshmet. Those are all things that we can do. We're currently a little bit low on our food, and that's okay. We can build an agriculture district here for our unemployment. We can also upgrade our planetary administration for now. Synthoid extinguishers. Organic vermin detected. Your infestation of this galaxy cannot be permitted to continue. I'm not convinced that these Ethiopians need healthcare. Nevertheless, it will be offered. Fantastic. Okay, so this over here we're doing fine. We could definitely use additional research labs, but we need jobs first. The vault is a tomb for hopeful immortals. Science Officer Miriam Alonso asserts that the huge blocks of ternary code found in the databanks are neural images, digitized brain scans. Doubtless the aliens of Gosak 4A considered this their only shot at any kind of survival, following whatever calamity befell their planet. They did not have the means to resurrect themselves, but banked on the impossibly small hope that eventually someone else would have those means. Someone get these Ethiopians some healthcare. Fantastic. Okay, so this science ship here is not actually surveying, and it should be. There we go.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Pop growth speed. Yes, that's what we want. Diplomatic weight plus 10% and embassy complexes. That's nice. But crime just flat minus 15% and amenities plus 5% over the whole empire? That's huge. Especially on Earth. We're going to take that. For sure. Let's see, we can upgrade our planetary capital here, as well as our Hall of Judgment. We may as well do so. Fantastic. Our first fleet is still on its way back for repairs, and once it's done repairing, then it will head up and attack these guys. Ooh, hello. We're definitely finding some decent things over here. And this is the Tazikian Foundation? Okay, the Tazikians are extremely unlikely to actually take this territory here. I do want these two. It would cost how much influence to actually just claim that with Border Gore? A lot. It would cost roughly 200 influence to claim that. By the time we get there, it probably won't be possible, but we can find out. Okay, so I think once we're finished building this mining station, we're probably going to downgrade to 2 construction ships.
Anomaly found.
Through our surveys of habitable worlds, our biologists have collected a vast amount of data on alien life forms. Many of our older theories on the development of life have been disproved, and our scientific community has had to build new models from scratch. Our most interesting findings are being displayed at the newly dedicated Museum of Exobiology on Earth. The public is enthralled, and many donations have come in to aid in the continued search of strange life forms. That's a lot of society research. Fantastic. Vaguely shaped designs are swirling in that ocean. Fantastic. We're going to grab Unuk for now, and then we'll head our way over this way. So we can actually... We need to head over to Peath first. They're expanding up this way, which is fine. These aren't the greatest locations, right? But we're definitely wanting a bulkhead over here, so we're going to want to grab that. Fantastic. This station is finishing up.
Construction complete.
And we're going to immediately do a gun battery, missile battery, and target uplink computer. Fantastic. Science Officer Miriam Alonso reports that large, flexible geometric grids made up some kind of plastic polymer, clearly artificial in nature, have been placed in the seas of Gosak 3. Visible from orbit, they seem to serve no purpose other than possibly an aesthetic one? Okay, well, that's some scientist experience, I guess. That'll be fine. So the first fleet is now undergoing repairs, and it has finished, so we're going to send it up to Neshmet. Fantastic. Yeah, the debris and Trappist. That's right. Once we're finished with Gosak, we will go up here and research those projects and survey that system.
System survey complete.
And we're actually done now. Okay, the Tzatzikian Foundation is becoming more materialist. That's completely fine. This construction ship isn't doing anything. And we want to get rid of it, actually. There we go. So, the Hyron Destroyers, Fanatical Purifiers, they're going to be pretty resistant to our healthcare. But that's okay. Fantastic. So we have our limited construction ships now. The ISS Adriatic is awaiting finishing of this survey, which is actually extremely close to done now. The Tzatzikian Foundation just declared war on the Corinth Trade Association. Okay. I wish them luck with that. These early game wars get really messy in Stellaris. And is why I usually avoid them. Okay, so we're about to finish here.
Construction complete.
There we go. We're going to build our starbase there, and this science ship, what are we going to do with it? We could send it up to Ebermakis to survey Neshmet, I suppose. Yeah, that'll be fine. So we do get our hands on bid talks. That'll be fine.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
We also know... Oh, hello, barrier point defense. Let's grab... Disruptors are good. UV lasers are good, too. Let's see here. 3.61, 1.55, but that completely penetrates armor and shields. Which is why disruptors are very good. Let's go ahead and take UV lasers for now. They're slightly cheaper. Excellent. So the Yukon here is going to head down to here. We're just going to move there. We do need a lot more influence. Grabbing Devasa would be kind of ideal at this point. Anything else beyond there is just gravy. Dathana definitely needs to be upgraded to a base. Fantastic. Custom AI assistant. That'll be fine.
Construction complete.
We're going to build our mining and research stations here. And then after that, we'll head to Ebermakis. Wonderful. The construction ship here is not going to be able to build that starbase for a while. We're actually going to go back and grab these energy credits and then come back over to this location. That'll be fine. We are very low on influence right now, and we actually are spending some influence gains on non-aggression pacts, research agreements, and commercial pacts. But I think it's worthwhile for now. We're not really in a... Oh, hello. Hello, space slugs! Fantastic. Our warriors salute you. Yes, we're going to fight these lads. We may take losses here. We'll see. I mean, our technology is definitely superior to theirs at this point, but you can see here this Corvette's getting pretty low. It actually retreated. That's nice. A second Corvette retreated. We may have lost a Corvette or two.
Incoming
But we definitely win this. They want to guarantee our independence. We'll accept that for now. And we are going to go ahead and go repair... Actually, we're going to go upgrade this fleet. Which will, of course, be back at Earth. Fantastic. So let's take a look at what our current Corvette design is. Okay, barrier point defense. We are set to auto upgrade. I'm going to actually turn that off for right now. I usually like to manually do this, not because it's efficient, but just because I find it fun. Okay, fantastic. The ISS Drake is going to head on into Neshmet. There is some trade value up here that should be grabbed. So that's also something to note. The ISS Lagrange is not currently doing anything. Let's have it come over and serve and actually run this anomaly. We haven't run that. I guess I must have accidentally skipped it. That'll be fine, and it'll be some time before we can clear out these over here. I mean, they're not that challenging, but we're not quite prepared to do what needs to be done. So we're going to do that for now and get these upgraded. Ah, order has been restored on Earth. Fantastic. The criminal underworld modifier has been removed. And that's glorious. So this industrial world does need a job and also some amenities. We may want to build a city district here for the clerks. There we go. On Alpha Centauri,
Construction complete.
we have a worker unemployment, and we should simply build a research lab here.
Construction
On Edixa Prime,
complete.
we have a specialist unemployment, as opposed to a worker. I believe all district jobs are worker-level jobs. Actually, no. Artisans and metallurgists are specialists. Technicians are, I believe, as well. Miners and farmers are worker-level jobs. Clerks, I believe, are also specialists. Well, what do we want to do, ultimately, with this particular world? That is a good question. There's no limit of monuments on worlds anymore. That's interesting. We could make this be, like, another scientific world. That could do the trick. We may pivot that later on. We'll have to see. And yeah, they grabbed Selnok and Kasora over here. I'm really deeply unsurprised by that. We are pretty upset with the Corinth. There's no doubt about it. But not a lot that we can do about it at this
System
exact
survey
moment.
complete.
Okay, this is solid over here. So Trappist 5, we want to colonize this. That'll be great. We're going to survey up over here, like so. And of course, we're still working on grabbing some of these territories over here. We're going to grab
complete.
like so. There we go. We only have the 2 construction ships at this time.
Construction complete.
This starbase finished its construction. Perfect. And we're just going to move up to Neshmet for now. The very geological surface of Raskamir 7 is indeed in flux, driven by what Science Officer Dmitry Zhirov assures us is a tectonic process as fascinating as it is esoteric. What is of more interest to the Ethiopian Empire is that we may be able to strategically halt the planet's ceaseless, chaotic self-transformation. In short, a near-instant stabilization of the planet into something slightly, if not entirely, more habitable is theoretically possible. Dmitry Zhirov estimates that an additional 200 energy credits will be needed to power a thorough mapping of planetary activity and determine the validity of what the science officer has termed a surgical terraforming strike. Actual terraforming lies beyond our grasp at present, so this is an exciting opportunity. Indeed it is. And let's give it a go. Roughly a 50% chance of success. We failed. Another opportunity is unlikely to arise for another few centuries. Sad. Well, it was a 50-50, so we'll call it worthwhile. Let's take a look at our trade network here. Yeah, we're not getting...
Anomaly found.
We are getting piracy up over this direction, so we should definitely do something about that. It's flying... It's flowing in from Hakri here. The question is, do we have anything coming in from Dathana? I believe we don't. We can simply have this fleet patrol from Procyon over to Here, if I can actually select it. There we go.
Scientific
Okay.
breakthrough achieved.
There we go. Fantastic.
Construction
Moral codes have finished up. Let's increase... Ooh, terraforming. Yes, please. We need terraforming. That is vital to us right now. That will be amazing. I was going to go for the additional star bases because we're going to need them, but terraforming is better right now. Let's go ahead and grab our research stations here, and then we'll move to Devasa. Fantastic. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to get an engineering scientist. And he'll be this guy because he's available, but we're not the happiest about it. He doesn't have the greatest of traits. Perfect. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time. What do we want here? Ooh, there's a lot of good stuff. It's going to be energy grid. Excellent.